Let's go.
Wednesday afternoon.
Klopp was not just a great football manager and a great football person, but I think he was a brilliant man motivator. He was both the put his arm around the shoulder bit when someone needs a boost, but he could also, I'm sure, I think we know he could get very angry, say in the dressing room where he felt he needed to. So players always had that healthy respect for that sort of manager. He was a people person. He was a player's manager, if I can put it that way. Yeah. And I think when, probably from the moment he said he was going to retire at the end of that season, something probably left those players, all of them, because he was such an integral part of their football life, their game, their confidence, their motivation, their progression. Because he progressed a lot of players in his time there, and to suddenly know that this key leader, this great manager, has said he's going, and you start thinking, well, who's going to come in and so on. So it's been good for them that they've continued. That most of the players stayed when Klopp went last season, and Slot has continued, fortunately, I guess, with broadly the same team. So, of course, and he's clearly a very good manager, no doubt about that. Yeah. He's Dutch, I believe, isn't he? He's from Holland. Yeah. Great manager. And I think they'll end up with a Premier League medal, probably, in my opinion, Carabao Cup medal. So that's not bad spoils for his first season there. But I think 3 or 4 players at least will go. And my own opinion is that decision was probably made in their minds when they knew Klopp was going. They didn't perhaps want to say, oh, well, as Klopp's going, as the manager's going, I want to go as well. It would have been a bit perhaps immature to come out with that like that. But I can imagine, certainly if I were a professional footballer, I would so value working with somebody like Klopp that if he said, I'm going at the end of the season, I think my heart would drop a bit and say, well, no one can really match him, so I'll probably want to go myself in a year or two. So I think he was that sort of manager. I think he was loved by the fans and by the players. And I mean, I hope one day they put a statue of him there, or else, I don't know whether they have. I don't think they've named one of the stands after him, but he should have some permanent legacy in terms of what he achieved for Liverpool. So the interesting thing will be who does go in the summer, and whether there will be an inevitable blooding in. You've got to, acclimatise new players into the team, and if you're doing that to 3 or 4 players, that really upsets the dynamic of the team to some extent. So they may have a less than brilliant season next year. Of course, the beauty of football is we don't know that. But I reckon Slot will get his managerial bump, not necessarily positively, next season. I think he'll have to see in some new players. I imagine they'll buy the best players that there are available because they'll be able to afford to do it. So I'm sure they'll still be up there in the top 6, but you never know what else may happen by losing some key players.
Yeah. Now, it's something that I noticed after the match, after the Liverpool match yesterday. We don't want to dwell on Liverpool too much, but Mo Salah, he was spotted actually crying after the game, and there was speculations that it might be his last Champions League match. And there is this, and I think what must this is only a speculation, but I think what must have contributed.
South family and the ladies, Dr. Gladys and Phantom and Rose. We all have a lovely show every weekday, so join us for a lovely show.
Say hello to Phantom.
League match, and there is this, and I think what must this is only a speculation, but I think what must have contributed to his being bitterly sad was the fact that that must have been his last chance or his last shot at the Ballon d'Or. I'm thinking because
probably
because he did have a really good shot at being either nominated or coming close or even winning it. Who knows, if they'd won the match yesterday, maybe they would have progressed, won the next one, and maybe it would have had a better chance at being given the Ballon d'Or, but that's gone now. So he's going to be going. But there was somebody that came to mind, Ian Doyle, Liverpool's Ian Doyle. Is he going as well? Because if he goes, Salah goes, Virgil van Dijk goes,
Alexander Arnold,
yeah,
he's going to go, isn't he?
Yeah, so it's going to be a really big change that's going to be needed by Arne Slot, like you said. But we'll have to wait and see who goes and who stays.
Yep.
But Van Dijk was spotted talking to the higher ups.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. And just talking about just one last thing. There's a guy called Ousmane Dembele. I think he plays for PSG.
PSG.
He is a really good player.
He's a good player.
He's a really good player. Even in the first leg and the second leg, he was really, really good. So maybe
it was a shame, wasn't it? Really, it was a shame because Liverpool, having won away at PSG a couple of weeks ago, albeit just by one goal, that sets you up theoretically anyway for the return leg at home. And I guess that's where maybe complacency creeps in. You think, oh, well, we've got this, even though you don't really think that, consciously, but that kind of is in your bones. Oh, well, we've got this. We've won the away leg. And maybe that does lead to a degree of complacency, which maybe is what happened last night. Certainly, I thought PSG looked a very tidy team. There's a lot of skill there. A lot of confidence. You could see that in the way some of their players, even defenders, would prepare to take on, players coming at them. They wouldn't just instantly pass it away, which so many people do. They had the guts to turn, to shield, and then to even beat the player, the opponent.
Safemo and the ladies, Dr. Gladys and Phantom and Rose. We all have a lovely show every weekday. So join us for a lovely show.
Say hello to fans.